Okay, boys and girls, here we are again. We're going to read another story by Kevin Hankes. And so we just read Lily's Purple Plastic Purse. But now we're going to read Chrysanthemum. All right, I hope you like the story. Here we go. Chrysanthemum by Kevin Hankes. The day she was born was the happiest day in her parents' lives. She's perfect, said her mother. Absolutely, said her father. And she was. She was absolutely perfect. Her name must be everything she is, said her mother. Her name must be absolutely perfect, said her father. And it was Chrysanthemum. Her parents named her Chrysanthemum. So this actually is a chrysanthemum flower. So she's named after a flower. Chrysanthemum grew and grew and grew. And when she was old enough to appreciate it, Chrysanthemum loved her name. She loved the way it sounded when her mother woke her up. She loved the way it sounded when her father called her for dinner. And she loved the way it sounded when she whispered it to herself in the bathroom mirror. Chrysanthemum! 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 Chrysanthemum loved the way her name looked when it was written in ink on an envelope. She loved the way it looked when it was written in icing on her birthday cake. And she loved the way it looked when she wrote it to herself with her fat orange crayon. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum thought her name was absolutely perfect. Then she started school. On the first day, Chrysanthemum wore her sunniest dress and her biggest smile. She ran all the way to school. Hooray, said Chrysanthemum. School! Boys and girls, do you remember that when you went to school for the first time, how excited you were? I have a funny story. My daughter, Bella, when she was ready to go to kindergarten, and you know, at kindergarten, you don't go on the first day sometimes. Everybody has a staggered start. I couldn't find her in the morning. She wasn't in her bed. And when I found her, she was asleep, all dressed with her backpack on the couch. So she must have woken up in the middle of the night and gotten all dressed because she was just too excited to go to school. She loves school still today. But when Miss Chud took roll call, everyone giggled upon hearing Chrysanthemum. All right, so it's Miss Chud's the teacher, then Dawn, Eve, Lewis, Al, Les, Kay, Max, Sue, Bill, Pat, Tom, Sam, Ken, Joe, Rita, Victoria, and Chrysanthemum. Why do you think they laughed, boys and girls? That wasn't very nice. Why would they be laughing at Chrysanthemum? It's too long, said Joe. It scarcely fits on your name tag, said Rita, pointing. I'm named after my grandmother, said Victoria. You're named after a flower. Chrysanthemum wilted. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. The rest of the day was not much better. During nap time, Victoria raised her hand and informed Miss Chud that Chrysanthemum's name was spelled with 13 letters. That's exactly half as many letters as there are in the entire alphabet, Victoria explained. Thank you for sharing that with us, Victoria, she said. Miss Chud, now put your head down. If I had a name like yours, I'd change it, Victoria said, as the students lined up to go home. I wish I could, thought Chrysanthemum miserably. Well, that's not very nice, and she loves her name. So this is very unkind how they're treating her at school. Sometimes we have to think about that. Maybe we even think we're just joking. But let's think about how sweet Chrysanthemum feels right now. Welcome home, said her mother. Welcome home, said her father. School is no place for me, said Chrysanthemum. My name is too long, it scarcely fits on my name tag, and I'm named after a flower. Oh, pish, said her mother. Your name is beautiful and precious and priceless and fascinating and winsome, said her father. It's everything you are, said her mother. Absolutely perfect, said her father. Chrysanthemum felt much better after her favorite dinner, macaroni and cheese with ketchup, and in an evening filled of hugs and kisses and parcheesi. That night, Chrysanthemum dreamed that her name was Jane. It was an extremely pleasant dream. The next morning, Chrysanthemum wore her most comfortable jumper. She walked to school as slowly as she could. She dragged her feet in the dirt. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. She even looks like a flower, said Victoria, as Chrysanthemum entered the playground. Let's pick her, said Rita, pointing. Let's smell her, said Joe. Chrysanthemum wilted. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. The rest of the day was not much better. During nap time, Victoria raised her hand and said, a chrysanthemum is a flower. It lives in a garden with worms and other dirty things. Thank you for sharing with us, Victoria, said Miss Chudd. Now put your head down. I just can't believe your name, Victoria said as the students lined up to go home. Neither can I, thought Chrysanthemum miserably. Welcome home, said her mother. Welcome home, said her father. School is no place for me, said Chrysanthemum. They said I even look like a flower. They pretended to pick me and smell me. Oh, pish, said her mother. They're just jealous and envious and begrudging and discontented and jaundiced, said her father. Who wouldn't be jealous of a name like yours, said her mother. After all, it's absolutely perfect, said her father. Chrysanthemum felt a trifle better after her favorite dessert, chocolate cake with buttercream frosting, and another evening filled with hugs and kisses and parcheesi. That night, Chrysanthemum dreamed that she really was a chrysanthemum, and she sprouted leaves and petals, and Victoria picked her and plucked the leaves and petals one by one until there was nothing left but a scrawny stem. It was the worst nightmare of Chrysanthemum's life. I don't know about you, but I'm not really liking this Victoria. Look what she's doing to her. So now she was so excited to go to school. She loved her name, and as soon as she gets there, for no good reason, why is Victoria doing this? Chrysanthemum wore her outfit with 7 pockets in the next morning. She loaded the pockets with her most prized possessions and her good luck charms. Chrysanthemum took the longest route possible to school. Then she stopped and stared at each and every flower. Chrysanthemum, 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 the flowers seemed to say. That morning, the students were introduced to Miss Twinkle, the music teacher. Her voice was like something out of a dream, as everything else about her. The students were speechless. They thought Miss Twinkle was indescribable wonder. They went out of their way to make a nice impression. Miss Twinkle led the students in scales, la 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 la. And then she assigned the roles for the class musicale. Victoria was chosen as the dainty fairy queen. Rita was chosen as a spiffy butterfly princess. Joe was chosen as an all-important pixie messenger. And Chrysanthemum, oh no, she was chosen as a daisy. Chrysanthemum's a daisy. Chrysanthemum's a daisy. Joe, Rita, and Victoria chanted, thinking it was wildly funny. Chrysanthemum wilted. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. What's so humorous? Asked Miss Twinkle. Chrysanthemum, was the answer. Her name is too long, said Joe. It scarcely fits on her name tag, said Rita, pointing. I'm named after my grandmother, said Victoria. She's named after a flower. My name is long, said Miss Twinkle. It is, said Joe. My name would scarcely fit on a name tag, said Miss Twinkle. It would, said Rita, pointing. And, said Miss Twinkle, I'm named after a flower, too. You are, said Victoria. Yes, Miss Twinkle said. My name is Delphinium. Delphinium Twinkle. And if my baby's a girl, I'm considering Chrysanthemum as a name. I think it's absolutely perfect. Okay, so now you know I'm curious. What does a delphinium flower look like? All right, here's one right here. Chrysanthemum could scarcely believe her ears. She blushed, she beamed, she bloomed. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. Joe, Rita, and Victoria looked at chrysanthemums longingly. Call me Marigold, said Joe. I'm Carnation, said Rita, pointing. My name is Lily of the Valley, said Victoria. Chrysanthemum did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She knew it was. All right, here's the epilogue. Okay, so this is like what happened after the story. Overall, the class musicale was a huge success. Chrysanthemum was absolutely perfect as a daisy. Victoria made the only mistake. She completely forgot her lines as the dainty fairy queen. Chrysanthemum thought it was wildly funny, and she giggled throughout the entire dance of flowers. Eventually, Miss Twinkle gave birth to a healthy baby girl, and of course, she named it Chrysanthemum. Well, what did you think? Did you like this story? I like how there was a happy ending in the end. And then all the girls, they wanted to be named after a flower too. All right, so look at, same author, kind of the same pictures. So Lily's Purple Plastic Purse, Chrysanthemum. All right, and our next story is going to be Julius, the baby of the world. All right, Miss Bryant loves you.